Welcome, everyone, one and all. This is the 46th episode of the Unbanned Podcast, and this week we have a guest. First ever. Shit. We want to welcome Arco. How's it going, man?
It's going good. Thanks for having me.
So let's just get right into it.
Yeah, since we were sitting here in silence for God knows how long, waiting for Jake to start this. Like, are we starting it?
Listen
in my head,
to me.
I didn't want to say it.
I have 6 buttons to click over here. It is very hard, okay? Holy shit.
6 buttons, dude?
So,
Do you have a
I have
controller?
I have like 45. Look,
6
I can
full
press
buttons.
all of these if I want.
Audio listeners are really going to love these visual gags as usual.
Yeah,
Yep.
every time.
You get the mechanical ASMR, you know?
I'm not zooming in my camera.
You know, I did kind of introduce Arco, but I suppose we should do like an actual introduction. These are my best friends in the whole world.
And Justin.
We got Justin up here above me, and
That's me.
Jordan. He's over here to my left.
So this week we were unbanned. Luckily, they let us off the hook for taking sponsorships without actually taking sponsorships. So hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Did you seriously just crack a White Claw? God damn you. All right.
Yeah, making of visual gags that, people on the audio side won't hear. Or won't hear. I'm stupid.
Well, I don't want to put him on the spot, but I think everyone kind of knows Justin Jordan. Arco, why don't you give us like a brief little rundown of who you are, what you do here on Twitch?
My name's Mark. Go by Arco. I do stream on Twitch most days. I'd give you a variety, but lately it's been kind of crazy. I play lots of different boomer shooters. I play Escape from Tarkov, everything right now. It's all kind of a mess, but it's all just kind of a good time hanging out.
So you've used that term talking to me before. What I need you to describe, what is a boomer shooter for those who might not know?
So a boomer shooter, at like the turn of the century, we're talking like 94, 97, 98. We got those games, that kind of changed things, Doom, Blood. And those are, back then they were just shooters, right? But now we're entering that age where we're kind of regressing back to that same style on purpose. So back then it was a limit to the hardware and the software of what computers could run and what people had access to. And now we're intentionally regressing the way it looks and the way it plays with like almost like a simplification of gameplay and graphics a lot of the times. And the best way to describe them is boomer shooters, just because it's like a shooter your dad would play,
It's like what boomers would say. They're like, back in my day, we just had Doom.
You couldn't jump in Doom. There's no jump.
Yeah.
There's no use button in Doom.
I mean,
The only use button was the trigger.
Exactly.
dude, it's funny because there's barely even a jump button in Call of Duty. What do you use it for? You walk over chest-high walls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, funnily enough, that's kind of another big step that got taken after Doom with Quake, was being able to jump and, not being quite limited. Other games had jumps, but
Verticality is important. It's like, oh my god, it's almost like it's 3D now. It's crazy.
I know. Trust me. Don't get me started on those kind of games because I've got way
We
too.
can go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's a whole thing.
Guys, Doom, but a battle royale.
Honestly, hold up. Are we doing like old Doom? Can we mod this? Like make Brutal Doom a 100 player battle royale? That
You
could
would
be
get
kinda fun.
Hunted down by a bunch of old dudes wearing like t-shirts
The people
and
that
drinking
posted.
the sugar-free monsters.
Yeah.
Jordan has this thing where he tries to make an unbanned joke every single episode. I'm
Yeah.
going to start my thing of making a topic where it's whatever but a battle royale. Like we did Pong last episode.
I was gonna ask, is that our new shtick? Is we're just gonna find battle royales?
We're the battle royale
half
podcast.
battle royales.
I stand by Pong Battle Royale. If
I do
I
too.
had
I
any
love
coding knowledge, I would make it happen, dude.
I think it's a good idea, and I'll stand by it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say that I want to make it.
Yeah.
But no meme, I played a VR battle royale yesterday for the first time.
Ooh, how was that?
Jumping out of a plane is kind of scary in VR. Like, it really gets you.
I could see that.
Dude.
I had to close my eyes.
I remember the first time I played VR, we went down to our little it's literally like an internet cafe, but they just have VR headsets and gaming
Yeah, but
computers
it's dead
everywhere.
now. Thanks, COVID.
Oh, thanks for that.
No, it wasn't COVID, but I can go on outside the podcast.
Anyway, the first thing they did was they said, you've got to play this one. You go up on top of a skyscraper and you just jump off. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I get in and they're like, I jump off and nothing happens. I'm like, that was boring. And they're like, wait, why did you not freak out? You jumped off a skyscraper. I'm like, yeah, it's not real though. You add some like wind and stuff, maybe I'd freak out. I don't know. But this is the part where... Oh, go on, Justin. Sorry.
I was just saying, Jake has an awesome ability of making things that you want to be cool really not cool.
Oh, I was having so much fun that day. We fucking we put on Super Hot VR, and everyone's like, "How are you this good at this? Have you played this before?" I'm like, "No, never played it before. I've been once." But the thing is,
understand. I've trained with the blade my entire life. I've been prepared for this since I was 6.
Super Hot was a good game because it's just like 1-to-1. Like I reach out and I press a button and I grab it, and it's just like when I would normally grab it. And the game is not moving until I move, so like you don't have to worry about timing and shit like that.
It was made for VR.
Yeah, it's really good in VR.
Yeah, some people make the transition to VR way easier than others. There's some people that just can't quite grasp it and detach themselves. But now that we've kind of transitioned past gimmick VR, I mean, we're still kind of at the end of gimmick VR, but now the games are becoming real games. It's just kind of crazy. Like even Skyrim, once you play Skyrim VR, it's hard to play normal Skyrim.
Oh, yeah, we made it past the Wii Sports part of VR.
Yeah. We made a pass where this game, all you do is walk across a board on a skyscraper and hope you don't fall off. Like that's the whole game. No, we're going full blown. There's crazy stuff out now.
I need to
Grandma's playing Resident Evil 4 on the Wii again. Oh shit!
All I want in VR is to get a headset and then go play Star Citizen. And I just want to fly, just be chilling in my chair with my little paddles. Be like,
that sounds amazing.
Did Star Citizen have VR support?
I don't think it does yet, but I know it's something that's on their roadmap for sure. It's one of the things they're
Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, Elite Dangerous does,
and that's something I need to try. I haven't yet.
Yeah, I'd have to invest in a VR headset first. Is the problem? Everything's expensive.
And it's not even just expensive. It's hard to get one right now. I've been on a wait list for the Index for 9 weeks since May 27th.
Is that because of like COVID or? Do you think?
Well, COVID doesn't help, especially because a lot of the production's in China. But also there was this huge uptick in VR purchases as soon as Alex was released. Once Alex came out, there was just like double or triple current users on Steam. So
yeah, Valve did it again.
Valve did it again.
I thought about it.
I know.
You know what game would be badass in VR? I don't know if you guys have ever played an Ace Combat game.
Oh yeah.
But holy shit, flying a fighter jet in VR would be badass.
War Thunder has VR support, and you can fly a plane.
Really?
I believe you can fly a plane, and I believe you can drive a tank, but I haven't tested it yet. So
I'd be more behind the tank than the jet. The jet sounds like super hard.
Dude, I think being a tank crew in VR with your friends would be fun, but it also would tear your friendships apart. It's screaming at each other.
We already did the Star Trek ship.
Yeah.
And
right there.
There's one where you're in a submarine as well, and you have to work with your friends.
What was the board game that they taught? It was on Co-optional Podcast. They talked about way back in the day. It's like Mr. Something, but it's a board game. But you're the crew of a submarine, and you have to like talk to each other. And I don't know how it works, but basically, like you're on a timer. Like you use one of those like sand timers. Mm-hmm. And I want that in VR because I hate board games like that because I don't like setting everything up. It takes too long, and I just want to jump in.
Oh yeah. And people need to come to your house.
Yeah, whereas if
or
you
need
have
to go to somebody else's house.
Yeah,
can we get Warhammer?
Tabletop Simulator,
but with VR.
Yeah, so Tabletop Simulator. You can play Tabletop Simulator VR.
Oh my god, yes!
So we could play that board game in VR.
Yes, everything I want. I'll never leave VR. This room is my home.
VR's magic.
I mean, I'm not leaving for another 3 months anyway. So
yeah, exactly. So are we gonna go into what we played this week and what played?
Yeah, let's start with Justin. He seems bored.
Oh God, put me on the spot like that.
Yeah.
How much Mortal Kombat have you played this week?
I played like the first 5 days of the week and then kind of stopped. And then I played what was it? I was playing Clone Hero again because, of course. Then I downloaded Magic the Gathering Chandelar just to see what it's like, and it's hard as fuck.
from what I've seen with Chandelar, it is not that difficult because you get access to ridiculous combos. But then
at the same time,
not watched the full
start.
playthrough.
It's
You need to explain what Chandelar is.
Good point.
I was about to say it's the Magic RPG from like 97 or 96.
That's a boomer game.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's quite the boomer game. But yeah, it's like playing with the welcome decks, except that you dip them in a toilet. That's how you start the game.
So yeah, you play Magic the Gathering, and it starts you off with like a really crappy deck. And as you play it in the old style of TCGs, you would like get more cards from a pool that's just coded in the game. Because back in the day, you didn't have online shit.
If you beat certain people, you can get cards from them. You can buy them at towns. You can get really powerful ones in dungeons.
You know, I find it interesting that they made that game back then because that's essentially like Slay the Spire. Or
Yeah,
like one
it's
of those
very
games
similar.
where they took a roguelike and mixed it with a card game, and it's like, we had this back in 97, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, but also I got the modern version, which is up to Oath of the Gatewatch. So it's actually pretty cool to play with cards I know and actually played with.
I remember I think it was Gabby Sparks was streaming it, and she had like 4 Black Lotus or something like ridiculous like that.
Oh yeah, you can do stupid stuff like that.
Because there's no bans on it. Like you can just play whatever the hell you want.
So there's random places you can go. Like there'll be like a tree that you can go into, or like a sunken ship and get a card from it. And on my first one, where I played on like the hard, but not like the hardest difficulty, I just walked into the street. It's like, oh, you got an Ulamog that sees this hunger. Good job. For free.
Awesome.
And I'm like,
just giant 10/10 creature just murders you.
Yep. And then it turns out you really can't play it when you have 10 life. You start at 10 life in the game.
What? For my first turn, Black Lotus, Black Lotus, Black Lotus, Dark Ritual, Dark Ritual, Dark Ritual, Ulamog.
I feel like I played a game like this, but it was Digimon. It was on the PlayStation 1.
There was the Digimon card
RPGs.
game.
Yeah, I remember that, but I was too stupid to know how to play it back then.
Yeah, there were tons of good TCG games back then, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels of the Rose. Top-notch game.
Anyone play Duel Masters back in the day?
Oh man,
It was like Magic, but like made for younger audience.
So Magic.
Yeah, it was way less complicated.
So Pokemon.
Like you didn't have mana. They fixed them. They fixed the fact that you might draw dead cards with mana, in that you would take cards you didn't want and flip them over, like literally turn them upside down, and on the bottom they tapped for one of their mana. So it was a weird game, dude. I still have, I think around here somewhere, I still have the PS2 version of like the game they made.
Really?
Yeah, like those old like garbage versions of TCGs they made. Like go get some Bakugan on, dude.
Oh
god. I never really got into it.
Who here
I
owned a physical one?
Nope, never touched it. I
think
that was
old,
after me, man. I was the Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic, and then after that, nothing.
Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
It was
Pokemon.
big when I was in 7th grade, so I was just past it as well.
All right, so
I think since we're talking about card games, we should probably go to you, Jordan. What did you play this week, Jordan?
This week I played Legends of Runeterra quite a bit.
Oh,
I think that's what he's leading me in with. Ezreal TF combo, fantastic. I played a game today where me and my opponent both drew like 12 cards over the course of 2 turns, and then we were still like casting them both. Dude, Legends of Runeterra is kind of like Magic if you were only just playing Legacy and it was balanced. It's really weird. Anyway,
He played the best card game, RuneScape.
Is Callista still? Do they nerfed Callista? I played the beta, and I really like Callista.
A lot
and
of stuff
then
that was.
It's
so
like
they've nerfed like Yasuo, Callista. They've nerfed a lot of stuff that was broken in the beta for sure.
Callista can't get a chance, man. She's nerfed in the main game. She's nerfed in the card game, and I've always liked Callista.
Yeah. I know you can still play like an aggressive or a burn deck with Callista in it, and it'll still work. That's the nice thing, is that unlike League of Legends, where they'll nerf a champion and it becomes garbage, so far they've been very good about nerfing things just enough so that they're no longer top tier. So it's like they're still very playable. Like I played against a guy who he was literally just playing the Teemo deck, which was never broken, but just to see how balanced things are, it's like the Teemo deck is a meme.
I hate
It
it.
still
I built
works. Like, it can still win against top tier decks. Unlikely if the player knows what they're doing, but it can win. It's not like to the point where the top tier decks are so far above it that it can't ever win, which is nice.
Yeah, I built that deck in the beta.
Yeah.
I had way too much fun with it.
That deck is a perfect example of why I play a card game for about a week.
Dude,
And then I switch.
I removed. So this guy had a way to bring back champions after they died. So he played his Teemos. I killed them all. He brought them back twice. I killed them again, and then he conceded. He wasn't even dead on board. He's just like, I can't handle having my Teemo dead this many times.
Yeah, I did that a lot in Magic.
I found it really funny that you guys mentioned Callista, because I'm playing a Callista deck on Legends of Runeterra, and she's great. And that's
I
all
had the
have to
most
say
fun with
about it.
Calista. Like when I played the beta, she's the one I had the most fun with, next to like maybe Lux. But then the counterspell was really, really prevalent. I don't know if they've changed that, but everybody ran counterspell, and counterspells played for everything. It was just like a no fun button.
Yeah.
You know?
The
they fixed
counterspell's
that.
not as good anymore, I don't think.
The current, what I consider to be the best deck right now is Frostbite midrange, and I'm not that informed. I'm in gold, and I haven't like plugged into the competitive scene at all for Legends of Runeterra. But the deck that seems the best to me is the Frostbite midrange deck, because it can be very quick when it needs to be, it can go late when it needs to be, and your opponent's creatures essentially don't matter a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Because all of them have no power. And then if you have an Ash out and Ash is leveled up, they can't block anyway, so you just swing for the win. It's essentially like a weird version of Jund. But that's not the most interesting game I played this week, by the way. Because I did play RuneScape. We'll cover that. Everyone knows I play RuneScape every week. But I got Hades for my birthday. And I opened that up. And
Actual God.
yes, I got an actual god. No, it's Hades from Supergiant Games, my favorite game studio besides FromSoft. It's like tied. It's From Software and Supergiant. They're right there with each other. And I'm going to sink 200 hours in this damn game. It's so fucking good. It is a roguelike with Supergiant's engine and like sensibilities. So it's isometric perspective, like top down, and it's very actiony combat. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, I hope that explains it pretty well.
Is it the Dark Souls of roguelikes, though?
It's pretty hard. To answer that, it's well designed and pretty tough. So, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's made by the same. It's made by the same people, and it has the same voice actors that one game.
Bastion. Yeah.
And I was always like advocate. People always tell me I play Bastion. I still haven't played it. Same
really
with
good.
Hades. I just struggle with story games a lot, you know, and that's kind of thing. I know I didn't actually know it was a real roguelike until you guys started talking about it.
Yeah.
I kind of thought it was just a story action game.
Like Bastion. Yeah, Bastion.
I didn't play Bastion either, so
It does have
Bastion has no roguelike elements. It's just you go through the levels. I liked it a lot, though. That was a great game.
I mean, I'm obviously I'm less than an hour into it. I just played it this morning before work, but it seems pretty light on story so far. It's like you play as Zagreus, or I just call him Z. He has a Greek name that's hard for me to pronounce. I butchered that, I'm sure, but the main character, he's a son of Hades, and he really doesn't want to be in the underworld anymore. So he tries to escape, and that's what you're doing. Is you're literally fighting your way from Tartarus to Asphodel and then beyond to get out of the underworld. And each time you die, you just revive back in Hades because you're the son of the god of death. So, you know. And it's a lot of fun. That's all. Yeah.
Nice.
I need to put it on my ever-growing list.
Yeah, dude, every time I hear about a good game, it goes on the Steam wish list, and it's just like, one day.
This is the game that I will eventually play as I play more RuneScape.
Yeah. Or you go play...
It's fun, man. It's so much fun.
Just not to interrupt, but the Google Translate says that it's Zagreus.
That was it. But you can call him Zach or Z. I don't care, man. Jake has a cat in his
I have a cat invader on my end of the podcast. It's great.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
We hate when the cat invades. So my spoiler, I played Legends of Runeterra and RuneScape this week. I won't go over it. I'm just grinding out late game levels on RuneScape. That's basically all I'm doing.
That's what I'm doing right now.
It's getting to the point where, so if you've never played RuneScape, there's 1 to 99. That's how all the skills are. So if you've got 1 attack, that's the lowest, 99 attack, that's the highest. You'd think that 50 is the middle. That is not true. It's actually about 80 to 81 is the middle of the grind because it's exponential. Anyway, it's so long once you get to around 90s, and I'm at like 88 strength right now. So my best method is like 120k experience an hour, and I need 400k to get a level.
That's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, so it's like 4 hours per level.
Yeah, I remember. I know the middle is like somewhere in the 90s.
I think it's literally 92. It's 1 to 92 takes as long as 93 to 99.
It's pretty insane. One of these days, I'll max that character, and then I will go make another character immediately.
Before we move on to what Mark played this week, because I'm sure it's more interesting than me and Jake talking about RuneScape.
Surprise.
One fun fact about RuneScape that Jake told me the other day. Do you know why the game is like that, where it's all the time is stacked toward 99?
They can't count.
No, it's even worse.
The Gower brothers never thought anyone would go past 50. So that's why all the content in the game was designed around 50, is because they thought 50 would be the max level. They never thought anyone would get to 99.
They actually, if you go back and look at like super old classic RuneScape where like the characters are like literally flat, they're not even 3D models yet, there is no content for any of the skills after like 51. Because they literally didn't think anyone would play their game that long. It was a little teeny Java game back in like 1997 on like mini clip games is where they put it up. Like,
oh, fucking mini clip.
Mini clip was great.
Like that was the first like big place where you could go on and like find it embedded there. It was mini clip. Before that, it was on some British thing. I watched a whole hour-and-a-half long documentary, by the way, that they released for their I think it was the 25 year or something like that. 20 year.
Anyway,
let's watch it.
About games.
It was a really cool documentary if you want to go learn about RuneScape.
Am I the only one to think that a lot of people, or not think, but have you noticed that a lot of game companies who go, man, why even program this to be this powerful or to get to this high? Nobody's going to play our game. Are the games that blow up the most? Like Fall Guys server?
Yeah,
like
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys people were not expecting that.
Nobody will play our game. Destroyed servers.
I remember back when Arc Survival Evolved came out, and they were like, we did not expect anyone to play this game this much. Our servers are trash. We have over here like the buggiest game.
The way you tame dinosaurs is by feeding them berries for 12 hours. We didn't think anyone would play this shit. What is going on?
Why would they feed them for 12 hours? What do you guys have with your life?
And then PUBG did the same thing where they released this little tiny alpha and that just blew the hell up.
Sure did.
But future Jake is actually going to be playing Hunt Showdown because that's what I got for my birthday. That should be
nice.
fun.
I played that just recently.
Yeah.
I bought it so I can play it with him. Woo.
Yeah, we're gonna duo.
Yeah. So
good trio.
Arco, what did you play this week?
I jumped around. Okay, it's Monday, right? Okay, so I'm gonna assume we mean last week, right?
You know, it's a good one when he goes, what day is it?
I had to think about it. My work schedule's changed. I've been jumping around a lot. So I've been dedicating a good chunk of my daily game time to playing Doom on Ultra Nightmare. And I've been making decent progress on that. Then I've been messing around with some other, like RoboQuest, which is a new action roguelike it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. Soundtrack's great. And then I've also been messing with like some I think they're like called invasion games or betrayal games, like TTT, but like the more modern standalones. So you got Among Us, which you guys have probably heard about.
Oh yeah, everyone who watches Switch has heard of Among Us by now. That and Fall Guys are like the darlings this month.
And see, the funny thing, like I don't have any beef with Among Us. You know, it's a good game. But there's one very similar that's been out for about like two years now.
Is it press the button?
No, it's called Unfortunate Astronauts, and it's free. It's free and it's first person. You know, it's got character customizations, all that other stuff. Same deal, you know.
Spaceman?
Unfortunate. or parachute astronaut, something like that. I can't remember. But you got, I think, I don't know how many people it can have, but you have a lobby of people, and one of them is an alien, and their job is to kill everybody else while everybody else is supposed to do their job and escape or get out. And it's fun.
It makes me think of Deceit as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games like that, and they're all pretty much based off of Werewolf or like I played Town of Salem, which is basically like
Town of Salem was so much fun.
Town of Salem leaked my password.
They got hacked.
I had to change my password because the Town of Salem was bitter.
Town of Salem is actually I have a password manager, so all of my passwords for everything is 100% different. They're just like random. I don't even know them. The password manager does. Town of Salem is the one that made me do that because I got an email from a scary person saying, "Hey, I know your password." I'm like, "Okay, well now you don't."
I mean, wow. I mean, I'm surprised you got an email. Like, a lot of times they just use your info. I mean, my RuneScape account got hacked recently. You know, like that just happened.
Someone got my password one time, and then they said, "We're gonna leak your dick pics," and I said, "Go ahead."
I appreciate the free publicity.
Yeah.
My OnlyFans is going through the roof, motherfuckers.
But
it should be plummeting. It's all free, or it's free now.
Man, that's the preview. See the real good shit, then you gotta subscribe.
Yeah. No, but I've been playing Hunt Showdown as well. You know, not as often. Tarkov always. There was another one I wanted to mention, but I can't remember what it was. I've been experimenting with some VR games too. Like I played that VR battle royale. Yeah, I feel like there's something else, but I can't remember what it was. So jump around a lot.
So you may be considered a variety streamer then, yes.
Unfortunately, which is very bad to do.
Hey man, I mean,
I can agree to that.
Yeah, like if anybody wants to start streaming, don't be a variety streamer.
Yeah, you have to pick a game. You have to pick one.
The thing I've started leaning towards that I've noticed is that it's not even that you have to pick one game. It's that you focus one game and then you can play games similar to that one, and then
you stay in similar categories.
Yeah, it's like only not all of us can be blessed to be able to sit there and watch videos and play Fall Guys badly and get millions of dollars. You know, not everyone.
For hours and hours.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grind out on Super Lucky Tail and just play clips over my stream, and people will donate to me for them.
You know, I will say though, like as bad as it is to be a variety streamer, it's worse to make yourself play a game you don't enjoy.
Yeah,
honestly,
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's why we switched away from Magic as the focus of our podcast, is that we got tired of every single podcast being complaining about the current state of Magic.
Let's say it was legit me every time I opened Arena. I'd just be like, here we go again, but I want to play it.
The only thing that would tank our podcast now if RuneScape got bad. Oh man, how would we survive?
Some would say it's already happened.
Honestly, if RuneScape, like tomorrow, they release like EOC 2 for old school RuneScape, you know what I would do?
Coins.
I just immediately dip into my savings and buy my way into the Ashes of Creation Alpha.
Oh, that's true. That's the nice thing is like there's always another MMO to play.
Don't get too excited though. I'm always skeptical of those games.
Excited for it. There's been play the Battle Royale for it, dude, and try it out.
Battle Royale for Ashes of Creation?
Yeah, so as like honestly, they almost did it as a publicity thing because I think it's made them money, but obviously they kind of just were like, we're going to jump on the train. So they took their current combat system that they had and they made a battle royale with it in engine just to kind of show off the combat system.
Interesting.
And, the guy who's backing it seems like he's kind of a weirdo. He's like, I made $1 billion and I don't give a shit if I lose it.
I can respect that because I'll be honest, that's probably what I would do. I would get $1 billion and just be like, I can make all the games I wanted to play.
Oh my gosh.
I'll just go find them.
Yeah. If I found myself with a bunch of money, there's two things I would do. I would put on the first VR concert, and second of all, I would make a StarCraft movie.
StarCraft movie?
Dude, find the StarCraft movie? That'd be awesome.
Like, I'm not going to start on my tirade about the Warcraft movie. Warcraft movie was good, but they had an opportunity. They had an opportunity to change things, and they just didn't do it right.
We went to go see a Warcraft movie like first or second night, and all of us there were like big WoW fans, except for one person. I think it's our friend Austin's girlfriend. she had never played any of them. And we walked out and we went, did that movie make any sense to you? And she said, no, I have no idea what was happening. And that's the thing. The Warcraft movie, if you're a WoW fan, it's a good movie for you. Like, it's exactly what you like. If you don't know Warcraft lore, it makes no goddamn sense. You have no idea what's happening.
And supposedly the extended edition clears things up a bit, but I think the problem was that the creators were familiar with Warcraft.
Yeah.
And from their point of view, they want to introduce all this depth, straight away. But a lot of people that consume movies, I'm not going to say anything bad about them, but if you look at what's popular, like Avengers and Transformers, where it's just kind of like mindless action, you can stick with the...
You're allowed to talk shit on general audiences here, Arco. You can do that.
I don't ever want to it's just like if you follow a simple formula and make it entertaining for anybody, I really think then you can even promote more interest, and the people that want to can get deeper in and see the things, you need an obvious bad guy. I know it's like a trope, but that makes it obvious, and then you need a twist at the end or a cliffhanger.
You mentioned Avengers, and while I agree that Avengers is not high art with like a bunch of lore, if you go and watch The Avengers, you might be a little bit confused, but that's because they started off with Iron Man, where it's like a base storyline about Iron Man with no additional shit on it, and they built on top of it. That's what they need to do with Warcraft. They need to make a baseline story that would introduce all these concepts and then branch out into like more lore. And because then you have the excuse of like, oh, it's a sequel, you need to go watch the first one.
Yeah, and if, depending on where you start, they started Warcraft at the beginning, like at the beginning of everything, and that already introduces a lot of confusion. And they try to make you not understand. You're like, oh, the orcs are the good guys, but oh, the humans are the good guys, and then you find out later that it's these guys. It's actually the Fel. And again, you're introducing a lot of concepts really, really quickly.
Yeah,
I think. I was gonna say, I think it would have been better if they just gone with like Arthas' story.
Yes,
yeah,
that's a very simple.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. You start with Arthas. You start with him being. You can even start with like the fall of Arthas and end to where he becomes the Lich King. And you have an obvious bad guy being the Scourge. You have obvious progression. You have a betrayal, and then you have lead up to another movie. And the best part is that there will be a conclusion. You have something to work towards, and it's obvious. It's not you don't have to pitter around portals and other dimensions and other worlds and stuff, because that's where you lose a lot of people really quick.
Yeah, you can just say it's demons. Where do demons come from? They're fucking demons, dude. You know what demons are.
Do you remember do you remember the weird thing about the Warcraft movie, Jordan, and like how it made back its money?
China. I actually
the Chinese market loved it for some reason.
Well, Warcraft is huge in China, and China's a huge country with a lot of consumers in it, so it just kind of was destined to make money. I don't understand why we haven't gotten a sequel, because Hollywood does that shit all the time. There will be movies that bomb here, but kill it in China, and they get 20 sequels because of that. I don't know why we haven't seen another one, honestly.
I think the only issue, from a person who's never seen the movie and never played WoW, I think the only issue is that directors, actors, all that stuff may seem a little speculative. Is that a word I'm looking for? On dropping tens of $millions on a movie that might do good and that establishes a story.
Oh yeah, like
Cats got funded. Cats got money.
That had potential. People love that on Broadway.
Yeah.
Dude, the Hamilton movie killed it.
I honestly don't think the people that have that kind of money know what normal people want.
Oh yeah, no, I think Hollywood, like 90% of it is them just tossing shit at a wall and hoping it sticks. Yeah.
For example,
the other problem is, just quickly. The other problem is people who throw money at movies aren't video game people.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
They usually throw money in video games, not movies.
That's kind of what they're saying, though, is like the average producer in Hollywood doesn't really understand. Like, they're like, "What's a Fortnite? I don't understand."
Oh god.
Oh dude, Fortnite movie incoming.
Honestly, we probably have a higher chance of getting a Fortnite movie than another Warcraft.
But dude, are you guys ready to see 10,000 people do the floss to defeat the bad guy?
When do you think the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is coming out?
I actually want that because that's from Blumhouse, which means it's either going to be really, really fun trash or it's actually going to be a good movie. They only make two types of movies at Blumhouse: trashy horror movies that are fun to watch, or actually good horror movies. And
what movies has Blumhouse made?
They made the big one was Paranormal Activity. Literally, they produced Paranormal Activity, and it made their studio. And since then, they've made Insidious. I think they had a hand in like.
If you have heard about a horror movie in the past like decade, it was probably produced by Blumhouse, whether it was good or bad. They literally have funded like so many movies.
Yeah.
Since they got big with
The Purge.
The Purge was another one of theirs.
Dude, since they got big with Paranormal Activity, Blumhouse learned the secret that no other Hollywood studio learned. They learned that if you fund $100 million movies, you make $1 billion. If you fund $100 million movie, you lose $50 million. The way they make movies is really
amounts. They throw minuscule amounts at a low budget movie that has a very good chance of making its money back. What was the other one I saw? Ouija. Unfriended.
Ouija.
The other thing that Blumhouse is really good at is if a movie makes any amount of profit, they will have a sequel funded and made in a year. So if you like were that person that went saw Unfriended and you're like, I want another one right now, they will have another one for you.
Like you have to ask the question.
And I don't like those movies, but that is genius business sense. Because the one thing that sucks is like, oh, I just finished this great indie game that I really liked, and there's nothing like it. I can't spend the money I want to spend on something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to ask the question, why did Happy Death Day and Unfriended get a sequel?
Dude, Happy Death Day, though, like...
I mean...
I don't want to say it's a good movie, but it's not a bad movie.
What amazes me is they keep making Doom movies.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they've never done real well, but they keep making them.
Here's the thing. After seeing how Blumhouse handled the Halloween sequel, like, I love that Halloween sequel. If you watched it, they got Laurie Strode. It's Laurie Strode, right?
Yeah.
Is that the actress?
Yeah, Strode,
they got her back.
No, the actress is not Laurie Strode.
What's her name?
Yeah, that's the name of the character.
Anyway, they got the same actress back, and she's old, and Michael is old, and they just fight. That's the whole movie, basically. And the only times the movie is bad is when it's not that, when it's not Grandma Laurie Strode fighting Michael Myers.
Dude.
I do want to just point this out real quick. March 19th, 2021 is going to be the release date of Paranormal Activity 7.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get caught up, honestly.
The first one scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, the first horror game. What horror game should Blumhouse make? I kind of want to see them do like Amnesia or something. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, they're doing 5 Nights at Freddy's
right now.
Yeah, I mean, besides that one.
I mean, I would like something a little more off-label.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Amnesia and Outlast are... Again, they're great games, but they follow like a traditional horror recipe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want
Outlast. What about Outlast? Yeah. That one game where, what's it called? You're a baby and you're traveling through your house.
No, it's not Little Nightmares.
Among the Sleep?
Among the Sleep.
Yeah.
I was trying to say Among the Hidden, but that's a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool. But it's very reliant on visual representation because it's like everything you're afraid of is things that you grow up to kind of get used to.
Yeah, because you're a tiny baby. It's like, oh my God, these things are huge.
More of an example, not really a specific request.
Dude, now I'm trying to look through horror games to see if there are good adaptations.
I just want a real Silent Hill movie. Because I think Silent Hill would make a great movie. Like Silent Hill 2 specifically, if you made that into a movie and made it not the same story, but just something kind of like it, where it's a psychological horror about a guy moving through essentially hell because of what he did bad in his life, that is awesome.
Spoilers for Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, spoilers for Silent Hill 2.
I never played it. I want like maybe like a Dante's Inferno movie. Be cool.
Oh, that
not directly a horror game, but based. I mean, that was a gnarly game. Based off of course, the poem by Dante Alighieri.
It's very loosely based on it. The game
loosely,
yeah,
loosely.
All right. I got 2 here.
We got vagina doors and spiders coming out of boobs, so you know.
Yep,
It's
I remember that.
spooky.
I remember the like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, 2 games.
Just you'll never forget
2
it once you
games.
see that shit. Dude.
2 games.
2 games. Okay,
So-
what do you got?
Resident Evil.
I was-
And
I think Resident
getting
Evil-
over it with Bennett Foddy. I do know. I mean,
Oh.
if you go on Steam, the user tags are difficult, single player, and psychological horror.
I came back and all I heard was that after I let the cat in.
Getting over it with Benefati is a psychological horror. It is.
I think
Now
I
I
think
gotta
one
look
of,
up that tag.
I think one of the challenges you'd face. I mean, look at this from a realistic point of view. One of the biggest challenges you face playing or making a horror movie off of a horror game is horror games already play like horror movies, where it's like more cinematic, like story based. You know what I mean? Like Alien Isolation. I mean, it's very similar to the Alien.
That game ruined me.
Yeah, that's the first horror game I ever played and then completed.
And it was just like, you can't
And
play it with headphones or else you just hear everything.
Dude, oh, that game! I'm honestly like traumatized, and anytime I hear like people above me walking around, I immediately like flinch because of Alien.
Oh no! I just saw 2 more games that people would think they could make a game or a video on.
what is
video,
it?
a movie.
What?
Fear.
Fear?
Fear
Could work.
Didn't they make a
And
Fear
then-
movie? I think it was really low budget though.
It might have been an Uwe Boll one.
Yeah,
And
New
I
Wave Bowl
fucking,
movie.
Dark would be
you
good.
know,
Dark would
you
be
know,
cute.
somebody
Oh
is gonna make a Doki Doki Literature Club movie.
Why is
Yes,
that
make a
not
Doki
already an
Doki
anime?
Literature anime. I'd watch
Hey,
the shit out of that.
Side
No,
note, don't tell me about Doki Doki Literature Club. I haven't played it.
I'm
Somehow
amazed you
I've-
don't know.
I know that like some weird shit happens and I think
I've
someone
never-
dies, but I don't know everything.
Okay, I got my pick for scary game in the movie, and it's Dead Space.
That'd be a good one
Ooh.
That would
too.
be cool, yeah.
Didn't they make
We-
like an animated movie?
Yeah.
There, oh yeah, I think they did like the same way they did like a Matrix one, and they,
Yeah.
man, some of those old animated things are so good.
Yeah, they made a few actually.
Oh,
The
do you,
Animatrix is still
Or
really
2,
good.
yeah.
Animatrix. Do you just remember that space movie that was animated, but it was like kind of violent?
Titan AE?
Maybe.
Titan
Yeah,
That
Age is
deserves a
specific.
live action remake, by the way.
Why? Why ruin it? Why ruin it with real people?
Honestly, if you gave it to Joss Whedon, like to produce, write, and direct, like
I
I
know
think
as
it'd do really well. I think
Yep,
it could-
Titan A, great movie.
You listen to me. If they remade My Lion King, they can remake Titan AE.
Yeah, but they
You
should
won't have to go through what he went through.
You all have to go through my pain.
I wonder if
Hey,
they can
guys,
Rotoscope.
I have an idea, okay? We're going to remake the movie. It was animated, and it's going to have lions. But this time we're going to make them real lions. So, but here's the thing, right? They're real lions.
Oh, they do. They look like
Fucking
real
brilliant.
lions.
real
It's,
CGI lions.
No, they
They're sitting at the
they
Disney
look like
table.
real lions. They cannot express emotion at all.
Oh,
You can't
They're-
tell who's talking because their mouths don't move.
They're at the
We're going to
Disney
spend
table.
$1 billion animating poop, and you're going to watch it for a full 60 seconds because we're Disney and we understand why people
that
like
happened?
us. That's in the movie. Okay,
I refuse to watch any of the live action Disney movies.
All right, so
I don't
I've
like it.
done that too.
I will go on a full on like 60-minute rant on this, but there is so you know how in the original Lion King there's the part where Simba he just kind of like lays down and some dust flies off and it goes off to Rafiki.
Yeah.
It's like a 30-second sequence. In the remake, it is a full like minute and a half sequence of this little tiny tuft of fur. It literally gets eaten at one point and then pooped out. And then a dung beetle rolls it. And it takes a full 45 seconds for this thing to happen. And then finally, Rafiki gets it and immediately sticks it in his mouth, and that's the joke.
So what you're telling me is that Disney literally,
They made a
not
poop joke.
figuratively, literally took a shit on your childhood.
So
You guys got me remembering
Disney,
Akima from Titan A.
Yeah.
we're,
Yeah.
at, we're at Disney
Top tier.
headquarters. You got their big table, their big long table. It's 50 chairs on each side. There are 3 people at this table, like all different distances apart because Disney. And they're like, look, Lion King, but real. kids love poop jokes. Poop.
True.
And they're like, this guy's a genius.
You know what I find hilarious is that someone had to spend honestly, it may have taken like half a year animating that shit.
Literally.
Imagine being the shit guy at the animation studio. Imagine that being your job.
That guy that guy didn't get a raise.
He didn't get paid nearly enough. No.
Like,
hey, guys, I don't. Sorry, Justin. I've been interrupting you a lot. I don't want to interrupt you again. But did you know we're a video game podcast?
We are, but we branch out.
Hey, there was a
video. We got video. Yeah. Have you ever played Duke Nukem Forever? There's poop in that.
Oh, build engine, man. We're going back to the build engine. Build engine, best engine.
What's
in Doom,
best poop in video games?
In Doom, with it having like pseudo 3D, things are infinitely tall as well, though. So even like if you were on an upper platform and you tried to jump over an enemy model, you couldn't because they were infinitely tall. Like that's just how it was.
They stretched to the ceiling of the level.
Mm-hmm. That's how the engine works. And you go all the way to the top, so you can't jump. I mean, again, there's no jump, but
it's like they're holding him with a piece of paper way above.
Yes, that's a great representation of it.
Man, old video games are cool.
Old video games are fantastic. All the crazy stuff that they would do to get it to work, it's nuts. There's a brand new game. Well, brand new, came out last year. It's called Ion Fury. It's built entirely in the build engine, and it's nuts, the stuff that they can do with it.
Dude, let's say when you, towards the end of like a console generation, you get the coders who have been coding on this machine for like 5 to 7 years, and they can just make it do insane shit. And then you got the Crash Bandicoot devs who we don't know even how did Naughty Dog exist back then? They may have made a deal with the devil.
Have you ever heard about, I think it's Shigeru Miyamoto, one of the big wigs at Nintendo. He became an executive later. When Pokemon Gold and Silver came out, they wanted to have the original area from the game in the sequel, which, as we all know, is how the game is. You finish the new area and you go unlock the old area from the first Pokemon games. Apparently, they were like looking at this and going, we can't do that. We don't have enough memory on the cartridge. And he just sat down for like a full day and found a way to compress it that no one had ever done before and literally recoded like the entire engine or some shit like that.
He streamlined the code for the game so much that he could fit the entirety of the Kanto region on there. So he essentially cut the size of the game in half because it was on the same type of cartridge as the original games. And it's just he's an executive now, and he sure as hell deserves it.
I don't think it's Shigeru Miyamoto.
No, it wasn't. It's I can't remember his name. Fuck, I can't remember the dev who fixed the thing with Crash Bandicoot that made it so you could save. Because dude, Crash Bandicoot coding stories are my favorite. Like the fact that they were concerned it would light the PlayStations on fire. Like the game would just eat up the PC CPU so much that the PlayStation 1 would die, and then apparently they couldn't get to save, and it would literally like corrupt every save on the memory card when it would save originally, and then one dude spent like a 72-hour coding session and fixed it all.
That's right. I forgot the old Crash Bandicoot used codes, didn't you?
Yeah. No, you saved it. Yeah.
So, not to get off topic with that, but that sounds a lot like a video I saw where apparently they were placing bets when they were testing the first nuke that it would light the atmosphere on fire.
Oh yeah, ignite the atmosphere.
Is that?
Hey, you got like a 70% oxygen, right?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Hey guys,
hold on, not do that. Can I just ask? Is that the entirety of human existence? Is just let's see if we kill ourselves when we do this, and if we don't, we're good.
Let's teeter on the livelihood of this fucking planet.
Humanity's been trying to kill itself since we've been here.
Oh yeah, man.
But, dude, yeah, that just reminded me of that Crash Bandicoot story.
Can I stay off topic of video games because I want to tell my favorite story of how humans have always been the same?
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Shit all the time.
I know this one.
So, and it's kind of related to nerd shit. So, basically, every boomer, because we referenced boomers earlier, Gizmo's meowing at me. I've got cat aggro. So every boomer or every old generation, every single one for the entirety of human existence has been like, this new generation, they're never going to be able to survive. And I reference all these times where humanity's always been this way. So they found Norse cave paintings from ancient Norwegian people way back in the day, like 1,000 years ago, 1,500 years, so fucking old. It's amazing. And they find dick jokes and poop jokes. And then there's one way up high above everything else. And they say, wow, someone climbed all the way up that, built either like scaffolding or like straight up climbed it. It must be really important. They get a ladder, climb up there and look at it. It says in Old Norse, "This is very high."
That's good.
We've been shit posting for years. We just used to carve it into the fucking walls instead of putting it on a 4chan, dude. Oh, also
It's like
one of the
that
ones
one-
they found. One of the ones they found in that same cave was Halfdan was here. No shit, in Old Norse, someone wrote his name Halfdan, and I was here.
It's like that
You gotta make your mark.
Easter egg in San Andreas where if you get to the top of the bridge, it says you're not supposed to be here.
That's what
Yeah.
Like, there are no Easter eggs up here.
Did that with Halo 2. If you get Halo 2, you had to get the Banshee. The Banshee.
The
which one?
Banshee.
That's
to
the
get
flying
the
One is the
gun.
Banshee, yes.
Yeah. You have to get the Banshee through this just massive tunnel system,
Fuck
break
that.
off all your wings and everything, and then you go and fly up on a bridge, and there's just an Easter egg up there. So,
It's
Yeah.
a scarab gun.
man,
There's
pop an
There's
Easter
one
egg.
is it in Halo 2 or Halo 3 where you can like grenade jump over a thing and then you find like it's
The
like
cut-
a completely compressed picture of one of the Bungie employees like holding a thumbs up or some shit.
It's a 2D image of, and I know what you're talking about. It's on the last level actually.
Yeah.
What was the,
Dude, I love shit like that though, because like they just like putting their friends like in the game. I remember I was watching a Soviet Womble video, and at one point someone loads their like car into Arma 3, and there's just a person's face on the side, and they're like, "Why do you have a face on the side of your car?" And he's like, "It's my mate Benji. He just likes his friend, so he put him on the side of his car."
what
It's
was the,
Benji. It's my friend. It's Benji.
what was the
talking
game
about?
where if you like incorrectly loaded it, it would show one of the devs' ass? Like you would just put a picture of him mooning the camera.
Wait, hold up.
Was it a Halo game? I think.
I gotta Google
know.
this. Hold
Wait,
up.
say that again. I missed. Sorry.
There was a thing where if like you incorrectly loaded a game, it was either like Fallout or Halo or something, where if you incorrectly loaded it, it would be a picture of a guy mooning a camera.
Yeah, a literal but once delayed Halo 2 on Windows Vista. that if you loaded the game wrong, it would show one of the developers' asses.
That's great. I googled the first Easter egg, the first known Easter egg, and it was
Adventure.
in 1977. It wasn't Adventure. It was Starship
What?
One.
Oh, wrecked.
Oh, we've been lied to.
Yep. By triggering the captain's controls in the right order, the player could get the message "Hi, Ron"
Hi, Ron.
to appear on the screen.
That's cool. Hey guys, I love talking to you all, but we're running out of time. So I'll start
Besides, I have
with
cat aggro.
Justin. Justin, what are you doing this week? Anything fun? Anything cool?
I'm trying my damnedest to finish that video.
The
I'm gonna spend like all of tomorrow doing it. So
the legendary Mortal Kombat video that we've been
Legendary.
hearing about for weeks.
it's just gonna be done, and I'm just gonna post it, and nobody's gonna watch it.
Jordan, aside from cat wrangling, what are you doing this week? Any streams? Anything fun?
Well, so I missed 2 streams last week because I was celebrating my birthday, and hanging with my family. So gotta make up for that. So I might actually go live tonight. I haven't decided yet. But I'm gonna be playing RuneScape as usual. I'm gonna be playing Resident Evil 6 with that nerd over there, and hating my life. I'm gonna need a lot more of this white cloth.
It's such a good game.
We need to fake our deaths, Justin.
Again, Joe
it's not
Valentine
even-
and Santa Claus are coming to get you.
It's a fun game. It's not a good game. I will not say it's a good game. It's fun. Like you can have fun
you know
with
what?
it.
I'll
But
agree
it's
with
like
that.
watching Neil Breen movies. It's not fun for the reason you think it is. And then lastly, I think I'm gonna stream some Hades. Like I'm gonna get into that game, and I'm gonna stream it a little bit because it is so much fun, dude.
I'm
I love
surprised
Supergiant.
you didn't mention the important thing we might be streaming.
Oh yeah, the hunt.
Yeah, we might plan on stream. We haven't
We'll have to
decided
get
yet.
into that a little bit. Yeah. So
Uh,
lots of streams.
let me
this week.
come.
Might do like
Yeah.
5 or 6 streams this week.
Can you do 3 people?
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
You can get placed against 3 people even if there's only 2 of you.
So yeah, 3.
maybe
Three-way
maybe
stream, let's
Arco
go.
will join us. Arco, You want to do? I normally shout out everyone's handles and shit at the end, but I don't know all of yours. So would you like to shout out what you're doing on stream this week? What's going on? And where people can find you?
Sure. This week I'm gonna be doing Unfortunate Spacemen, whichever one it's called.
Yeah, space.
There you go. I really want to try it. It's free if you guys want to play with me. Maybe Among Us. I just want to get some more community games going. More Doom, Ultra Nightmare. I want to eventually beat that. It's gonna take me a long time. I know. Very good chance I'm gonna replay Blood. I might play Ion Fury. I need a boomer shooter for the week. Hunt, as always. I've been playing Scum. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I was playing Scum as well.
I don't know what Scum is actually.
Daisy, but you can poop.
Good game. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
H1Z1. Got it.
Yeah, and your phallic size is directly related to your intelligence stat. I'm not joking. The smaller it is, the higher your intelligence is, and the intelligence. It's a tangent. Sorry, tangent.
I'm like, why am I not fucking smart then?
Well, that's why I'm a genius. Twitch.tv/it's_Arco. Same with Twitter. Twitter/it's_Arco.
It's also up there under his name, his face right
yes.
now. If you're watching us,
Twitter's the same. They're all. I managed to get them all. That's why it's kind of a weird name. So
yeah, good name.
Oh, yeah.
It works.
Consistent branding. That's what we told Justin.
Of course, if you visit the stream, they're all there. So
yeah, luckily you did that now because I got bullied into it for like 2 months.
He had 2 different tags. I kept forgetting it.
I did that for a while too.
So
I did that
hard.
Too.
All right.
It's not though.
Well, Justin, you know what isn't hard?
Your intelligence?
His camera froze on that. Your camera literally froze on that face. It's been freezing every once in a while, and I didn't want to tell you because you'd probably disconnect. But if you enjoyed this has been the Unbanned Podcast. You can find us on Patreon, patreon.com/unbannedcast. Throw us $1. Come hang out in our Discord. If you throw us enough dollars, I think it's 3, you can come join us in our special Unbanned lounge where only the unbanned people get to go. That's
you
my
were
selling
banned,
point.
you don't get to go in there for whatever reason.
Yeah.
In other words, you're all banned until then.
Everyone is banned until proven unbanned.
This is a weird aesthetic. We need to work on this. Anyway, I've been your host, Jake the Jackal. You can find me on this Twitch channel you're watching on right now. I'm Jake the Jackal everywhere. Thanks for watching.
Unless you're not watching on Twitch.
Yeah, unless you're not watching on Twitch, in which case, hey, come hang out on Twitch. Check out these guys on Twitch too. Yeah.
We stream this live.
Twitch is great. It's awesome. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. We love you all. Be safe. Bye.
Peace.
See you guys.
Bye.